What's going on, Chicago Sky fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Sky Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Sky related. On today's episode, we got an elimination game to talk about. The Chicago Sky advanced into the semifinals using a 16-0 run late to do so. We'll talk about all that and more right after this.
Welcome to Chicago Sky Central, and here's your host, Haize.
All right, Sky fans. So the Sky came into game 3. And you can tell that the intensity right away was something different. You could tell that they understood the moment, that they understood what was going on, that they did not want to lose this game, that they knew they had to come out firing on all cylinders. They won that first quarter 25-20, and then turned around, won the second quarter 29-22. The New York Liberty did win the third quarter 16-14, and then Chicago Sky won the fourth quarter 22-14. They used a 16-0 run very late in that game to push forward enough to go ahead and seal the game. New York Liberty did close the gap at one point pretty decently. And then it was like in a blink of an eye, the Chicago Sky had a big lead that the Sky just weren't going to lose this game. You came in, if you saw this game and watched it, they played with an intensity level that was just felt like, hey, we're coming in, we're the best team in this series, we're the best team in the league. You are not going to beat us today. And that's what this felt like. We had 6 players scoring double digits, led by both Quigley and Kalia Copper in this game, with both 15 points each. Kalia Copper having also 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and plus minus of plus 23. And then Quigley in this game, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. And then we also had Candace Parker chipping in 13 rebounds and 14 points. Messerman 12 points in this game, and then we had Sluty, one of the greats, a Chicago legend in Vandersloot, with 14 points in this game, 10 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 steals. Listen, this team played great. We had Azura Stevens as well, chipping in 12 points off the bench for the Chicago Sky. And Rebecca Gardner showing that activity again. She only scored 6 points in this game, but she was all over the court and where we needed her to be. This was a game in which the Chicago Sky, they weren't going to lose. And to the New York Liberty's credit, they made a change in that starting lineup to try to get some things differently. Ionesco in this game, 14 points. We had Landy with 15 points in this game and Howard with 14 points, but it just was not enough. The Chicago Sky shot the ball better with 48% overall from the field, still only 29% from three-point range. That's one of the things that the Chicago Sky are going to have to get together as these playoffs go ahead and they want to have big success. This three-point shooting needs to be much, much improved. We had an 0-for-4 game from Candace Parker in this game, 0-for-2 from Azura Stevens. Kalia Copper in this game, only 1-for-4. Quigley, 4-for-8. And Sluty, only 2-for-5 in this game. The Sky overall, 8-for-27 from three-point range in this game. That's just not going to cut it against a lot of teams in this league. Now, the Sky aren't like just this three-point shooting team. They win by their depth. They win by overall execution on both sides of the ball. But that three-point shooting does need to improve if this team is going to, avoid having some of these tight games and just be able to come in. They need to shoot the ball a little bit better, but 48% overall from the field. They did win the turnover battle as well. Only 7 turnovers from the Chicago Sky to the Liberty's 14 overall. They won the rebounding battle by 6. They had 39 rebounds in this game. And this was just a game that the Sky came in and took care of business. That's it. Now they move on to the semifinal round. They're going to have to play a little bit better. They're going to have to execute a little bit better. This is very much so. This feels like a team that knows that and they talk about it, this may be the last time this specific group of Chicago Sky players are together, and they're going to have to play much improved if they're going to want to have and continue to find success in these playoffs. But this was a fun game that Chicago Sky did come out in, and the Liberty did go on the runs. Hats off to the New York Liberty for doing their things. They scored the first 7 points in the fourth quarter that really did look like they were going to maybe take the lead. They, at that point, and closed the gap 68-65. But then the Chicago Sky just went on and scored the next 16 points. And the game was out of reach by then. The Chicago Sky, they came in and did the things that they needed to do. And as I alluded to before, with this maybe being the last season that we see this particular group of Chicago Sky together, because they have so many free agents at the end of the season. James Wade, who did win NBA Executive of the Year this year, has his work cut out for him if they do plan on bringing this team back, or if not, how they're going to re-up this team. What changes are going to be made? Vandersloot better continue to be on this team, by the way. But that's it for the Chicago Sky in that one. They win this game. Great game. And then next up, we'll see. Will the Chicago Sky be facing the Connecticut Sun or Dallas Wings? They play tonight. And the winner of that game goes into the next round. They will face the Chicago Sky in the semifinals. So we get to see what happens in the next round. The Chicago Sky have some things that they definitely need to improve on. They have some things that they're going to have to go in and look at themselves as a team and figure out what they're going to do. They're going to have to shoot the ball a little bit better in the next round as they continue to maybe go in an inevitable matchup against the Aces in the finals. But considering how the Sky played in that first game, considering how the Sky, even in this game, still letting big runs happen and things like that, it's been one of the things that have affected the Sky throughout the whole WNBA season, specifically in third quarters. They're going to have to look to figure some stuff out, continue using that depth, playing together, playing for each other. But the Sky advanced. They go into the next round. Exciting times around overall, and we'll see what happens. The next time that the Chicago Sky will play will be August 31st, in which be Sunday, August 28th, this upcoming Sunday, against whoever wins the game against the Sun and the Dallas Wings. The Dallas Wings, who came on hot at the right time. Really, the Dallas Wings and the way they were playing towards the bottom half of that season really kind of do remind you of the Chicago Sky and how they're coming into this playoffs with momentum. And if the Wings do end up being that matchup for the Chicago Sky, it's going to be a fun series. But the Sky better not take them lightly because it can go left very, very quick. Let me know down below what you guys think about the Sky's game. What do you think about the next round? What matchup would you rather see? Would you rather see the Sky face the Sun or the Dallas Wings in the next round? But that is it for today's episode of Chicago Sky Central. Make sure you're following the show at Sky Central Pod on every social media platform. You can also send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoSkyCentral@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text and or voicemail, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. Thank you for being the best part of Chicago Sky Central. This is the number one place for everything Chicago Sky related, like I like to end every episode on. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.